you say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. Take you like a pill. Fill you like a pill to get my fill. No, no, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say you're sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing matchup here at the Rose League. We apologize for the delay, but we had some technical issues we had to work out to make sure that the stream looked absolutely as non-scuffed as possible. I'm your play-by-play for the evening, Jack, joined by Platinum Thistle once again in the color role this evening. How you doing tonight, Platinum?
I'm doing pretty well tonight. I'm pretty excited to be seeing this matchup between Hanamura Hellhounds and Lost Coyotes tonight.
Yes,
what are you thinking?
Semifinals between these two teams this evening as we go ahead and see them already setting up on Ilios Lighthouse for our first match of the evening. Now, statistics-wise, both of these teams have been doing fairly well within their own conference. It will just be interesting to see which one will go on to face. I believe they are Conference 1, correct? So, or
Yeah.
no, yes. No, Conference
No.
2. So this is 5th seed versus 2nd seed. Hanamura Hellhounds in 2nd seed with 8-2. Lost Coyotes 5th seed with 6-4. But Lost Coyotes has been really the underdog coming up during these matches. So let's go ahead and see who's going to be going on to face the Conference 1 champions in the finals next week. Let's go ahead and get things started on Ilios as we see the dive composition coming out from the side of Lost Coyotes. We will then see a goats composition coming out for the side of the Hanamura Hellhounds. We already see Dash raining fire from above, trying to get some damage into the objective as the goats comp coming out for Hanamura, trying to hold steady as much as possible. Krev on the Tracer, trying to work in the back line, trying to pick off one of those heroes if at all possible, as Fox Robin Hood ends up taking down Puff at the start of that, but the res comes in for Puff from as they go ahead and see Hanamura Hellhounds take the objective. Klaus Ore taking down Morsa at the beginning of that fight. And that's going to go ahead. It looks like that's going to go ahead and lock everything down for the objective right now. 16% and climbing for the Hanamura Hellhounds.
Very quick sound barrier built up by Nibor here, along with almost a Transcendence ready from Fox Robin Hood. So very fast ultimate build for their support lineup, which is very, very good for
Fox
them.
Robin Hood, Ore getting the pick onto Krev in their backline.
That's why he gets it fast.
Just not able to place that pulse bomb. Fox Robin Hood also taking down Anime? I didn't even catch that name before we started.
Anime
Thighs. Oh my goodness. The Graviton comes out but gets eaten by Morsa. Morsa gonna go ahead and eat that up as Valkyrie gets popped.
Some cash in the chat.
Here comes the Shatter. Ends up getting 2 as the pulse bomb from Greb takes down Nabor. Excalibur and Klaus end up getting kills onto Puff and Dash as the tackle comes in from Anime Thighs. That's going to get taken out by the tackle from Excalibur as Math Guru follows up on Greb, and Excalibur takes out Fox Robin Hood's going to follow up on the Mini Morsa. 73% and climbing right now for the side of the Hanamura Hellhounds, sinking their teeth into this objective.
Now, Hanamura Hellhounds and Lost Coyotes have played twice. Lost Coyotes won the first time in week 2, 3-1, and then Hanamura Hellhounds
Ooh, I gotta
1-4-0
interrupt
second
you right
match.
there, Gab. Ori starting things off by taking down Anime Thighs. The Transcendence gets popped by Puff as Fox Robin Hood gets the D-Mech onto Morsa. Gab taking down Morsa in the mini as Nabor and Klaus follow up on Dash and Puff. Able to get the boop kill onto Klaus as overtime ticks away. The Diva Bomb goes up, and it's gonna be 100-0. Hanamura Hellhounds setting their sights on that championship by taking the first map here on Elios.
They
So go ahead
never,
and
they never
continue.
give me enough time block.
Sorry, man. It's just the way the game is played. You got to get it in quick.
Week 2, Hanamura Hellhounds and Lost Coyotes faced off, and Lost Coyotes won 3-1. But in Week 8, Lost Coyotes and Hanamura Hellhounds faced off, and Hanamura Hellhounds won 4-0. So in their latest match, Hanamura Hellhounds 4-0'd Lost Coyotes. It's going to be very interesting to see. Now, quite obviously from the scores, neither of these teams are poor teams. They're both very good. And they have similar game sense, it looks like, from the pretty much identical composition they're running, aside from Puff and Fox Robin Hood on different supports. But it's going to be very interesting to see if history will repeat itself, and we'll see another 4-0 from Hanamura Hellhounds. This time the stakes are bigger. Let's see.
That was a close one right there. Anime Thighs able to lock down those thighs on Orisa just before getting booped into the hole by Klaus. The hook comes out from Morsa, doesn't end up hitting, as the Lost Coyotes looking to try to hold on to this objective as much as possible, but there's a lot of damage coming in from Gab, taking down that shield. The boop! Oh! As the Krev ends up taking down Fox Robin Hood. Dash following up on Math Guru, and Krev takes down Klaus. Looking in the chat right now, looks like we've got love for both teams right now, as Matt Man giving love to Lost Coyotes, Snappy Thy Turtle and Pacifist rooting for the Hellhounds, and Nuka Llama just saying, I love Overwatch.
Fair enough.
And that I'm glad to have you here, because we love Overwatch too. That's why we do this. As we were talking about that, we end up seeing Lost Coyotes getting their first capture onto the well, 18% and climbing. And it looks like the fight already getting to start. The halt brings Anime Thighs out of the shield by Excalibur. I'm actually kind of surprised how well that ended up working with the shield placement. Nabor popping the Valk as Dash ends up taking down Gab. The rest comes in by Nabor, 33% and climbing right now. Morsa ends up getting the kill on Excalibur. The Nano comes on to Krev. We're going to buckle up after that. Nano ends up coming out looking to get the kill. Will be successful onto Fox Robin Hood. 45% and climbing right now for the Lost Coyotes as they go ahead and set up for another defense.
Definitely. And I'm going to keep pointing out these ultimates because they're very, very good. Nibor already used a Valkyrie. So him will have theirs online, which is something to be looking out for. But Gab will have that high noon, and traditionally, Valking into a high noon or high noon into a Valking is a McCree
Not
win.
a good place to be, especially when you got bongos. Oh! But they got the sleep! Puff getting the sleep dart after the shield went down, interrupted the high noon. Klaus is able to take down Anime Thighs. Bongos in the back line as Anime Thighs takes down Excalibur's. Kreb ends up taking down Excalibur as well during the anti-nade as Puff follows up on Gab, getting the kill as only a Mercy can on Klaus as the Boar ends up finding themselves either in the well or over the edge themselves. 95% as a very forward defense being set up by Anime Thighs, and it's looking like this will be a complete 100% lockout once again. These teams are not joking around today. 100-0 for the side of Lost Coyotes, currently making it 1-1 here on Elite.
Can't write this. It's just too perfect. It's going back and
that's
forth
what
in a
you're
major
supposed
way.
to see in the playoffs. This is exactly what we should be seeing with the best teams in their leagues. We should be seeing these very, very, very close matches between the two, and especially as surprising as seeing Lost Coyotes come up from 5th seed and now be in essentially the finals of their division, of their conference. It's going to be interesting to see how they go up against Hanamura.
And even further, it's just so obvious what team is comfortable playing what kind of play style So moving into this play style, I think that as you're looking at it, Hanamura Hellhounds is definitely going to be showing us something new, running this Rhine composition that isn't goats, a 2-2-2. So we'll be seeing this on the engage just to see how it works out for them.
It definitely will be interesting. Anti-Nade and Fire Strike end up taking down Krev and Anime Thighs as Hanamura Hellhounds looking to lock down the objective. The only one left on it is as Excalibur takes down Morsa, Math Guru following up on Puff, and Excalibur slamming that hammer on The rest is going to come in for Klaus after getting taken out by Dash right before that engagement, but the percentage climb is in favor of the Hanamura Hellhounds, 13% and climbing.
Now, what's interesting to me is Lost Coyotes, what we saw in first point, they didn't run goats, and Hanamura Hellhounds did, and they were very, very dominant. Now, in this point, Hanamura Hellhounds are not running goats, and Lost Coyotes are, and they're dominant again. So it seems to me that they're just picking and choosing when they want to be dominant on each composition. So
it may be, to be completely honest. Kills in return as Morsa ends up taking down Gab, but the res is going to come in for Dash after Klaus takes them out of the sky, which could be dangerous as they go ahead and move into the objective. Lost Coyotes finding their way in, if at all possible, as the percentage continues to climb. Gab looking to get in that backline as the Valkyrie gets popped by Nabor, trying to keep up the Goat's composition. Excalibur able to take down Dash, get the DMAC on Excalibur as the Nano goes on to Anime Thighs, looking to try to clean up the objective. Here comes the Primal as Klaus ends up taking down Hum. The Primal's popping everything away, but Nabor with that Mercy pistol ends up taking down Anime Thighs as Math Guru follows up onto Puff. It looks like we're getting ready to see another 100% lockout of the objective, and I'm not for certain why we're seeing this from both these teams.
Now, Anime Thighs' Primal Rage there was not good. The Nano Boost was 100% to get him to the Primal Rage fast, because that's a strategy. But that was just thrown in. It gave the enemy even more ultimate charge. You can see that the EMP is now farmed up again for this fight, and that's probably a lot to do with that Primal. So let's see how they use it. Early first pick.
The high noon, but the Shatter and EMP come out first. Ends up taking down Fox Robin Hood, but the res comes in for Naboris. Klaus follows up on Krev. Brings in the res for Dash as well as Fox Robin Hood takes down Dash. The barrage coming in from Klaus ends up taking down Morsa as Anime Thighs gets Gab. Math Guru following up on with the punch as the Diva Bomb comes down. Excalibur follows up on Anime Thighs. Overtime ticking away right now. The only one left on the objective is Puff, and it's going to be another 100% lockout. First map going to the Hanamura Hellhounds here on Ilios.
Very, very nice. Very confusing as well. It was back and forth, and like I said, there was just no one map where both teams put up a good fight. Each map went back and forth, and we saw this map in particular that you're seeing here. We did see the bunker-ish composition seem to work very well and agree with Lost Coyotes. So if we're going to be heading into something like Numbani, or if we are going to end up going into Junkertown, or really any of our 2CP maps,
You mean hybrid maps?
Really good chance of.
Yeah, hybrid's going to be the next one up. So we're going to be seeing either, I believe it's Numbani or Eichenwald.
Yeah.
So based on what we've been seeing, though, it doesn't seem like either team is going to be coming out ahead right now.
That's true, but there are definitely compositions that work better for one team or another.
Yep, and based on what Lost Coyotes was running with that bunker comp, I'm surprised that they picked what they picked, because I would have thought they would have gone for Eichenwald for that single doorway bunker composition, but they're going Numbani.
But we have seen how dominant bunker comp is for first point Numbani.
We have. I do agree with that as well.
Just the full rotations, we might be seeing that come in again today. Just repeat the last 2 days.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's been something that's been really interesting to me, because you would think that you wouldn't want. I guess if you have that coordination, it really does help. But
oh my gosh, they're trading out everyone.
Yep, it looks like Hellhounds are trading out members of their team. Excalibur and Forced Robin Hood and Math Guru going to go ahead and take a moment on the sidelines as they bring in a Lithgroth, Booty, and All Throttle. So I'm really interested to see kind of how this changes things up, because you're essentially replacing half your team, which could change how your team ends up playing altogether. Now, note these players may be just better on like hybrid escort maps,
Yeah.
and that's why they're swapping them out, which is absolutely fine, of course.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely agree with that. Oh, it looks like Gab's also getting swapped out for Jag. And I like how they all kind of match in some way.
Yeah.
Like, you've got like Excalibur and Lithgroth, like those really like hard H sounding names, and then you got Gab and Jag, like the 3-letter names are very simple. It's like, wow, it's like they planned this out. And then you got Fox Robin Hood and All Throttle. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like Hellhounds have just got this set right now when it comes to the
definitely showing their coordination.
Exactly. Maybe they're just that well coordinated that even their names seem that well coordinated. It's just so intriguing. Just so intriguing to watch. Well,
they only kept 2 people though. They only kept Klaus and Nivor.
It will be interesting to see how Nabor, being, I believe, the main healer on their team, has been showing quite a bit of promise keeping them up. It looks like they're going to bring Gab back in for Lithgroth instead. I believe Lith was having some issues in a previous match that we had, so we may be seeing them experience some issues as well this evening, so they may be wanting to forego that, seeing that this is the semifinals. So let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Seeing that would mean that their first choice is Lith, which means they're playing so far with a team that is not the ideal lineup, and they're still doing very, very well. So I'm pretty psyched to be seeing what they're going to be coming up with this game. That said, Bunker Comp is probably going to be the name of the game here. Will we have... Is it Hanamura that's attacking?
Yes, Hanamura should be attacking first.
Yeah, there you go. So Bunker Comp, there you go. Right, coming out from...
Right out of the gates, and this is something we've expected from Lost Coyotes based on their quarterfinals matches. So,
just very good, very dominant on this, and if they play their cards right here, they could be looking at a full hold on first point.
Yep, and that would tie it up before the half, which would be very good for them.
Exactly. We do see an interesting 2-2-2 composition coming out, though, from Hanamura Hellhounds, with that Sombra and the McCree. So in all likelihood, Sombra
that's going to swap over to the Farah, which is definitely going to be good.
In all likelihood, they've foreseen this bunker composition, because this almost looks exactly like it's designed to be countering the bunker composition. So full hold is seeming less and less likely at this point.
Yep, it's all going to be about whether Gab can get up that EMP as fast as they did before. Bunker is a lot harder to kind of get in and get those hacks on the team, especially where they're set up at, being in that long hallway. You can't just run away as quickly. Yes, you have your translocator, but if for some reason you accidentally cancel that, you're pretty much screwed at that point. We do see them working in that hallway, though, as they end up almost taking down Gab, but the translocator going to take them away as Rev ends up getting the first kill onto Booty. That boosted Bastion just melting everything in its sights right now, as Dash looking to almost get taken out of the fight right there by the Farah. That may be the one thing that they really have to focus on, is the fact that Klaus is going to go pretty much uncontested, because the goal of that Bastion is really to be breaking down your main tanks. So if you don't have somebody focused in on that Farah and that shield goes down, you could be very vulnerable.
That's true, but with the damage boosting...
As I say that... Oh, but here comes the res. Never mind.
We're not seeing a rotation, though. They have started pushing, and there's no rotation.
It looks like they're prepared. They're going to use the amplification matrix, looking to try to get some shots. They're amplifying the heals.
Yeah,
that's
very
hard. I have not seen that as a thing to be used, quite frankly, as because I mean, how much does Baptiste's healing do? Do you know
Double.
off the top of your head?
Oh, how much?
Yeah, I know it does double, but I mean, like just basic healing for those grenades.
I think
it's
70.
like around 80 or yeah, it's like 70 or 80. So that's 160 healing per shot going through that amplification matrix. That's just absolutely incredible. I've never seen it used like that before.
It's almost always to buff damage, especially with the Bastion comp, because it's almost unbeatable. But we already have the Mercy damage boost and the Orisa Bongo, so why not use it for healing? They're stubborn and they want to stay in the same spot. Here's the EMP!
Oh, there's the EMP from Geb, but it looks like they did miss out on Baptiste.
Oh, the Shatter!
The Shatter! As they go in to try to clean up the objective. This may be exactly what they need. Tank mode coming out for Krev, trying to secure the res. As gets taken out of the fight, we are going to see Anime Thighs get back into the fight as Booty takes down Morsa. Jag following up on Krev, and that is going to be a clean up of the objective with about 1 minute, 10 seconds on the clock. We're going to see Hanamura Hellhounds go ahead and open up the objective to start pushing into objective number 2.
You know what it was? It was the baby
EMP?
diva.
Oh, was it the baby?
It was the baby diva that won the round for it.
If you missed last night's match, we were being told by the audience that Baby Diva is poggers like all the time. Like you can't do it without Baby Diva.
Yeah, I want to see some love in the audience and in the chat.
See some love for Baby Diva in the audience tonight.
Especially if you're a returning viewer from last night.
Oh, absolutely. 3 minutes on the clock right now as the payload Ore pushing past the bus. And it looks like the comp has switched up entirely. Krev and Dash swapping over to the Widow and Genji now as they move their way into objective number 2. It looks like they're just gonna... I gotta be honest, it looks like they're just giving up objective 2.
At this point, it's possibly the smart decision just because it's so hard to defend, but we'll be seeing them do this one last engage here very close to the end.
Yep, it looks like they're going to try it. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Morsa, looking to get something. It does end up doing damage to the shield at least, but not much. After that, Diva Bomb and Shatter! That's the double! The D-Mech and the kill on Anime Thighs as Morsa is able to take down All Throttle. I guess Mini Diva is pro, but the res comes in for All Throttle after that. Dash ends up getting the hard reset as Puff gets taken down by Jag. Now 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as the payload pushes into objective 3, and ult economy is really on point for the side of Hanamura Hellhounds.
Dash and Puff are probably going to be looking for a Nano Blade here just because it's so powerful. But Klaus takes out his counter.
Klaus picking down Krev early in that fight as the McCree. That's the exact person you don't want to go down at the beginning of the fight. And now we see Klaus over on the right side trying to work their way in the back line. Double Nano, but Dash ends up taking down Booty early. The Nano does nothing as Krev pushes into the back line, ends up taking down Gab, and the rest of the team goes ahead and makes their way back to the spawn to regroup. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Dash, very quick with the dash to be able to get that kill on Booty before the Nano actually had a chance to do anything.
No one ever does a Nano Blade anymore. Honestly,
Can I get a boo from our producer by the dad joke? Anyways, go ahead. Oh, EMP! That's 4 on there as they move their way in. The barrage comes in, takes down Morsa as the hammer down comes in from Anime Thighs. The blade now coming in from Dash, looking to do some cleanup. Gets 2, looking to get 3 as the tackle comes in from Booty. Anime Thighs is going to slam that hammer around and take down Booty and All Throttle. 1 minute, 55 seconds on the clock, and the payload is still stuck just shy of objective number 3.
Now, with the switch up here from Hanamura Hellhounds, they will be switching over to that Goats composition, so the ult economy will be relatively even here. No switches from Lost Coyotes to try and counter this quite yet, at least. So they're going to be very hard pressed with this 2-2-2 to be able to come against this Goats team, especially in this close quarters area.
We shall see what happens. Fire Strike's going back and forth. Bubbles getting charged. Slams coming in from Briggs. Here comes the Nano onto Anime Sides. The Sleep Dart going on to Karev once again as Jag ends up taking them out of the fight. The tackle comes in from Booty, currently anti-naded, as Klaus ends up taking down Dash, whom able to follow up on that anti-nade by taking down Booty. It's a 4v3 scenario on the objective. Shatter coming in from Anime Sides, trying to clean up as they get Gab. Klaus able to take down Morsa in return as Krebs follows up on all throttle. Jag falling to Puff. The only one left is Klaus, and they're going to get followed up on as well. Just about 10 meters shy of the final objective and 40 seconds on the clock. Hanamura Hellhounds really got to figure out how they're going to move this into the final destination.
Earth Shatter is good for two reasons here. The first is obviously just that it can help get kills. But even if you kill no one during an Earth Shatter, you can still use it to win the fight. If your entire enemy team is stopped from moving and you can reposition however you want, that's going to be massive.
And that's exactly what Anime Thighs did. The rally getting popped by Gab to start things off. The Nano Blade and the High Noon. It's going to get somebody. Crowd ends up getting the double. And the Blade doesn't seem to get much anything. It looks like it was just a distraction. It is a 3v6 fight on the objective as takes down Hanamura. Booty able to take down in return as the shatter comes out from Booty. Kreb getting the double kill onto Jag and Booty as Klaus gets taken down by Morsa. Overtime is going to tick away and Lost Coyotes are going to hold objective 3.
That was a really, really good job from the Lost Coyotes. They got it together in the end. And quite frankly, the 2-2-2 is working for them. Fellas, keep it going.
It did really work out for them. I was incredibly impressed by the fact that they were able to, and maybe that's what we should have seen during their matches on Ilios. Maybe this is them kind of learning from that, because their 2-2-2, especially with both Dash and Krev on DPS, is deadly. But Hanamura Hellhounds has Krev in their sights. Just
100%.
about every fight that started, Krev was the first one to go down. So they know who the big damage dealer is. They know who they need to take out first. And I got to say, I'm getting so hot over here. It's so spicy in this match.
Yeah, and you can see it's not even because he's a bad player that he's being taken down so much. You can tell that the eagle eyes of the Hellhounds are faced upon them. The demon eyes that burn with hatred go along with that sleep dart and hit him every single high noon.
Man.
It's almost a shame. He just tries to tell us the time, and people say, no, it's too late. Go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
So, really?
Well, actually, wasn't it in reverse the last match? Wasn't the high noon on the other side, and Puff got the sleep?
Yes, but there have been 2 slept high noons here, I think.
Gotcha. So we've had... I want to see how many high noons both these Anas can get slept. I really want to see, like, that's going to be like the oof battle going on in the back line. Like, how many ultimates can be interrupted by sleep darts by both Puff and I believe it's all throttle that was on the Ana last time around. So definitely should be interesting.
Just give us an oof in chat anytime someone's ult gets either destroyed or nullified. Diva eats a grav, give us an oof.
All the oofs. All the oofs. Usalis in the chat saying, let's go Coyotes, nice hold. So it looks like we've got some cheers for the Coyotes. Madman giving the poggers to them as well. Puff ends up taking down the turret as the dive composition moving their way in onto the anti-nade. It's gonna work. It's gonna work out. The Reds tries to come in, but Puff takes down Nabor, and that's gonna be it. They are locking down Numbani like it's nobody's business, because within just a minute, they have destroyed Bunker, and they are moving into objective number 2 with 5 minutes on the clock.
Diamond, take your hints from this. We've been seeing constant Bunker stops on this first point for the past few days, full holds on first point, and it's because people switch to goats or switch to something that is not mobility based. They didn't even have to use an EMP. They took that in under a minute because they used mobility to their advantage and took that with a dive composition. It was just beautifully executed from the get-go.
You know what, though? I got to give some love to Puff, though. Oh, 6-man EMP! It's gonna be a cleanup as Klaus ends up taking Dash out of the sky. Anime Thighs falls up on Klaus as the res comes in onto Dash. Booty gonna get taken down by Morsa as they move their way into objective 2. Anime Thighs is just cleaning up right now, wiggling that monkey butt all over the objective as they move into objective number 2 with 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
Another excellent execution. They won a fight using pretty much just the EMP. They did end up throwing in the barrage in there, but it was canceled out so early, it's like it never happened.
Yeah, but they're already halfway to another EMP and barrage.
Exactly, and that's just perfect. Using them early and stalling out the fight allows you to bring back the ult charge that you got.
Oh, Puff's getting caught out of position, but the dive comes in, looking to clean up on that as Kreb takes down Klaus. Gab able to get Puff in the end right there, but the res comes in from as they move their way back into the objective. The Diva Bomb coming out right now from Morsa. They don't see it coming. It gets Gab, but an EMP in return. Diva Bomb from Jag ends up taking down as we see the nanoed Winston coming in. Anime Thighs, those thick monkey thighs getting all over the objective as the High Noon tries to get a shot, does end up getting the DMAC, it looks like, onto Morsa, but that's going to be just about it as we see now 5 minutes on the clock. And I gotta agree with Matt in the chat. Puff was really the only thing that locked down that take of the bunker composition, because without that anti-nade that hit everybody on the team that was in that corner, there would be no way that they'd be able to diminish that much healing that was coming out so quickly.
100%. I've always said.
Oh! The shatter misses because the dive goes up!
They knew they had jump
Oh, man! 4 minutes, High Noon coming out from Klaus, gets the double onto Kreven. As the Gab coming out on the Ash gets the dynamite onto Dash, and the Coalescence ends up taking down Puff by all throttle. The DMAC comes for Nabor as Morsa goes for that hard reset, and that's going to go ahead and clear the objective. Hanamura Hellhounds have their work count out for them. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to hold that point.
That was just a very, very nice job. Klaus pretty much keeping it alive for the team, getting that introductory first 2 picks. They were both low, so Deadeye locked on very fast. Here's the barrage. Was that a misclick?
Probably, seeing as it happened in a room.
With no one in it.
I'm not exactly for certain why they did that. Krev ends up getting taken down by Klaus in the backline as Anime Thighs coming out with the Primal, takes down Gab. Dash following up on Klaus as the res comes in for Krev. Anime Thighs also getting all throttle. The Diva Bomb comes down, takes down the shield, and Booty's gonna fall to Dash. The only one left on the objective right now is Jag, but gets taken down after the Diva Bomb gets laid out. Here comes Bob! Bob's gonna do something as Gab ends up getting...
They don't touch!
They got it! Bob got booped away, was not able to contest the point, and Lost Coyotes gonna go ahead and get their first win of the evening here on Numbani, making it 1-1 as Dash takes away play of the game.
Definitely a very, very dominant performance. Very different Coyotes that we saw in this match than we saw in the other match. And quite frankly, I'm extremely, extremely impressed. Especially since their last match in Week 8, they were 4-0'd by Hanamura Hellhounds. So coming back into half and going into halftime with a 2-2 score, with a tied score, 1-1, it's incredible for them, and it must be a great morale booster for any Lost Coyote fans that they have out there. Hellhounds, the fans are still with you. I'm telling you, beautiful performance, first game, really nice shutout for 2 of those maps, and really good attack on that first hold. You almost got it all the way, and quite frankly, I think if they had, it would have gone to a very close 4th round for both teams. So Hellhounds, Lost Coyotes, all your fans have something to be looking forward to when we come back in the next half.
It sure will. 1-1 going into the halftime right now. Go ahead and blow up the chat with who you all want to see take this in the second half. The Rose League will be back in about 5 minutes.
find someone new, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. You like a fill you like a pill to get my fill. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep. Never say you're sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. You like a pill. Fill you like a pill to get my no, I know all the sound asleep. Do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep. Never say something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Fuck about that. That
hit you back and now you overreacting. Hate that shit with a passion. Yeah. Have a little self-respect, don't wanna put you on blast, but you should go ahead and practice. Shut the fuck up right now and let me breathe. Shut the fuck up right now, let me do my thing.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back from the halftime. Hopefully you enjoyed your break. I'm your play-by-play for the evening, Captain Jack, joined by Platinum Thistle on the color roll. Platinum, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick recap of what we saw in the first half?
Well, in the first game, we were on Ilios, and that was just a fantastic game, going back and forth. First game, we had Lost Coyotes versus Hellhounds on Lighthouse, and it was a 100% to 0 in favor of Hellhounds running Goats and Lost Coyotes running a 2-2-2 composition with Farah. And then on Ilios Well, we saw Lost Coyotes win 100 to 0 against the Hellhounds using a bunker composition of sorts. And then finally on Ilios Ruins, we saw Hellhounds do 100% to 0 using a 2-2-2 composition against Lost Coyotes Goats composition. So Hellhounds took that 2-1, and then moving on to Numbani, we saw a very dominant performance from Lost Coyotes. They held for about 3.5 minutes maybe, on first point using a bunker composition, which we saw them do stellarly at on Ilios Well. And then eventually Hellhounds broke it, and they ended up moving, taking first and second point with almost no resistance. Third point, they were stalled out, and an excellent DPS performance from both Dash and Krev ended up stopping them just short of third point. On the attack, an excellent biotic grenade coming in from Puff ended up putting a wrench in the gears of Hanamura Hellhound's plans and threw them way off. A snowball pretty much emerged from there, losing only 1 or 2 fights. Lost Coyotes ended up taking that 3-2, and now we're here in the beautiful cherry blossom speckled land of Japan, going into Hanamura, the Shimada Temple. And I'm pretty good about this one.
Very good. All right. I'm feeling very good about this one as well, because we're going to see one of two things here, which has been very consistent. We're either going to see what we're already seeing come up, the bunker composition. I was about ready to say, coming on Doomfest. I was about ready to say, I'm like, I wasn't expecting that one. And it looks like we're going to see a basic 2-2-2 come out from the side of the Hanamura Hellhounds. It looks like they are expecting the bunker at some aspect, because they have the Farah, Lithgroth coming in once again, and Klaus on the Sombra. So they're looking to dismantle this bunker.
That's very, very true. And I have a proposition for our chat just to keep things interesting. I just got 100 tokens from the Overwatch League, and I want to know what you guys think I should get. What skin for what team and for who? And whoever gets the most love, I will get that skin for that person at the end of the match.
Well, somebody that's not getting love right now is Dash. Ends up getting taken out by Klaus very early in the fight right there. As they already have 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock, they're going to move their way into the objective. As we see Grev and Anime Thighs holding on as much as possible. The point not being contested right now. First objective, already first tick taken, as All Throttle ends up getting the res onto Lithgroth. Currently working behind the scenes, trying to get that sleep dart coming in though from Robin Hood. Ends up taking down Amplification Matrix. There it comes, Melty Melty. Here comes Grev.
Oh boy.
Oh, the barrage shut
Almost
down.
a beautiful barrage there.
That was
Really
almost good. That was almost good, but it did not last. First tick will go to the Hanamura Hellhounds, but already 2 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock, and they're going to have to either rethink their strategy or go at it again the way they just did.
Now, that was an excellent barrage position. Unfortunately, the reaction time of Krev was just even better. So shooting down the far before the barrage had a full chance to go through. Really, really excellent. But something that we're going to need to pay attention to as well as everyone else is that EMP that will be coming out from Klaus. And that's really going to be throwing them off here.
That is the big one, and we already see the immortality field up, so I believe we're going to be seeing that EMP very quickly. Puff, knowing that Klaus is around, just keep shooting to that right side, knowing that Klaus will be coming in eventually, trying to get that EMP on them because they're the one that's really going to save the day in the end. And here they come onto the objective. Tank mode coming out for Krev, looking to do some damage, power boosted by as they go in. Here's the EMP! More EMP as the Nano goes on to Excalibur after the shatter. Looking to clean up. Jag ends up taking down Krev. The Rev tries to come in, but it's unsuccessful as both Valkyries get popped. Dash able to take down Excalibur, and the barrage comes in from behind.
Oh, gets one!
Bringing down the bomb, ends up taking down all throttle. Anime Thighs falling to Excalibur as Klaus able to get the D-Mech and then the kill from Excalibur onto Morsa. Tick 2 and 3 gonna go to the Hanamura Hellhounds, giving them now 4 minutes, 15 seconds on objective number 2.
Now, a very interesting theory has come from someone in our chat. Backdoor Joe says that no one on the Hellhounds even owns the game Overwatch. They just borrow it from GameStop and play on McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's a very interesting theory, and I will have to approach the players afterwards because I'm pretty sure we are a Burger King only company, so that needs to be addressed.
Not sponsored. Let's put that out right
No,
now.
not at all. Not at all.
Burger King.
Early pick, though.
Oh, goodness. Early pick from Klaus onto Puff in the backline. Dash, though, able to get the return onto Lift Roth, though, as we see the sleep dart come in onto Anime Thighs. Almost gets taken out. Will get taken out by Jag, along with Dash. Another double kill. Make that a quad as the Diva Bomb comes down, taking down Morsa and Krev. That's going to be first tick. Second tick coming up as Anime Thighs gets hacked, coming into the objective as Hammond. They're continuing to hold on to the point as Dash comes down with the Blizzard, ends up getting taken out by Excalibur. Krev looking to get the kills on those that are not frozen as the Nano comes in onto Jag, ends up running over Krev on the Soldier 76, and Puff gets taken down by Klaus. We're going to see once again the Hammond coming in from Anime Thighs as Excalibur takes down it's not over yet as Dash takes down Robin Hood. Second tick, almost third tick on the objective right now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock as the beat drop comes in from All Throttle. The freeze comes in, but it's not enough as Anime Thighs gets taken down by All Throttle. Dash able to take down Excalibur as All Throttle falls to Morsa. Klaus able to follow up on Puff as Krev takes down Klaus in return. And that is going to be a hold of the objective, just 9.2% shy of getting tick number 3.
One thing I love about this game is I was looking over to just check all of the ultimate percentages for Lost Coyote, and Hanamura Hellhounds were just completely crushing it. And then when I look back, I only see people with the blue outline on the point. So I'm like, wait, okay, no, something's bad. And then I look at the kill feed, I'm like, no, they flipped it.
Yep.
So
Just at the very end.
Exact, just pinpoint pinpoint switches here. Just very, very nice performance from Lost Coyotes. Especially, it looks like they're keeping the comp. They have a lot of good ultimate charge here, which would make sense.
They sure do. They don't want to waste it. I sure as hell wouldn't want to either. Tac Visor coming out, looking to do some damage. That's Krev looking to see if they can take down Excalibur, but Lift Roth coming in as the Hanzo ends up taking down Anime Thighs. Gets followed up on follows up on Robin Hood. Jag and Klaus able to take down their counters as Morsa follows up on Excalibur, as well as Jag. Lift Roth ends up taking down Krev, and it looks like that push is going to be ended early, not even close to the percentage they had on the objective, and only a minute left on the clock.
Their control of the main entrance there was beautiful. Lost Coyotes first sealed the deal with a May wall across the main entrance, accompanied with Krebs' tactical visor to pick off the people who are already separated. And when the May wall did not yield as much results as they wanted, Anime Thighs went in and popped Minefield in the center of the main choke point, which split off the healers from everyone else on point. So Excalibur was just in the very bottom, and although it was a pretty favorable fight, he ended up getting cut off from his healers.
For sure. Anime Thighs looking to get that slam on somebody, trying to get somebody off the objective. EMP gets 3 as Morsa gets left. The shatter comes down, but Krev takes down Excalibur. Excalibur in return. Diva Bomb coming out, ends up taking down after the beat drop comes out from them. Krev able to take down Klaus, and the Dragon Strike coming from spawn, making its way into the objective. They've almost got it. Puff looking to get that kill onto Jag, and will be successful, as we see coming back in on the Hammond is Excalibur. The minefield comes out, blocking the way in. Spin to win, ends up getting taken down by Crib as the Blizzard and Wall get popped up. That's going to be a complete lockout of objective number 2 once again, as we saw on Hybrid. Wow.
Excellent job. Again, with the main choke priority, they just kept coming through there. Lost Coyotes had that lockdown perfectly, especially with that Mayhem and combo, just making sure everyone was split up. And you'll see if you watch back this VOD that really the time that we saw the best work from Hanamura Hellhounds on second point was when they had their Ana positioned up on the high ground, because they had that continuous heals. But when that was denied by Krev and just the rest of the team pressuring the Ana down, the healing wasn't there, and they never got another chance to go all the way up there for fear of being pushed off. So just the absolute denial of this team is beautifully done. And the looks like it'll be something that Hanamura Hellhounds is going to try and replicate here. We've got the May, and we've got Klaus on the Ash, which with the Dynamite is going to have very good area denial effect. Not a lot of people are going to realize that, but throwing that over the shield and hitting squishy targets, it's going to be very, very nice. But looking over to the side of Lost Coyotes, we do see Krev on that Symmetra, which means they're probably going to be going for more of a teleporter strat to be able to get behind the enemy. Probably think they're going to be holding a little bit closer than they are doing right now. Either that, or think they're going to be running a bunker comp. And quite frankly, running the Symmetra into this is going to be very, very difficult with this composition and positioning they're holding right now.
It is not going to be easy, but they may be able to pull it off as we go ahead and see them coming through the doorway right now. The teleporter getting ready to be set up by Krev, who has been deadly on that Symmetra, moves their way to the high ground instead of directly onto the objective. The Dynamite looking to do some damage, only ends up burning the May wall right there. As they move into the high ground of the objective, the turrets are coming out for Karev, looking to get that first pick. The Dynamite coming out once again by Klaus. We're going to end up seeing them push off just a little bit as Lithcroft looking to get some freeze, looking to get some damage into that composition up there. We see the Sleep Dart come in, ends up missing, unfortunately, as the time just continues to be run off the bank. Excalibur ends up taking down Anime Thighs at the beginning of that fight, as we see right now on the objective, just kind of running around trying to get some ult charge right there as Klaus takes them out. Excalibur going to follow up onto Krev as well with the Fire Strike. The only one left is Morsa, trying to boost themselves out, but will end up getting headshot by Klaus before they're able to make it to the doorway. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock, and it looks like for the most part they're going to stick with their composition, except for Krev swapping over to the Tracer.
They're done with their Symmetra teleporter shenanigans. They're going in with this Tracer, because this Ash, with a massive sleep, actually. Already has Bob, and they're going to need someone to help deal with that. Some very good damage.
Yep, it looks like they're trying to shut that down early. Was trying to get them booped onto their side so they could focus them out. And the Maywall gonna end up getting, how is the, I guess that does make sense. I was looking at that backwards. I was expecting the attacking team to be the red wall. I was like, why is the red wall on fire? I don't understand.
It's such beautiful effects, though, isn't it? Just seeing that, seeing the wall on fire.
It is just so cool seeing an on-fire wall right there. The Dynamite goes into the back line, looking to get some damage, but will be unsuccessful. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the clock right now as they look to push back into the objective. It's they're having a hard time really kind of figuring out what to do. This may be it. Bob ends up coming out, but here comes the Blizzard. It misses Bob, though. The Sleep Dart comes in from Puff, though, and it's going to be a complete cleanup for the most part. The only one left on or near the objective is Klaus and will get taken down by Puff. A team kill, if you will. With 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock, we're going to go ahead and see this point swap over in control of the Lost Coyotes as they move into objective number 2 with 4 minutes on the clock. Want to give a thank you to the big boss, Clean Linens, for hosting us with 3 viewers. We love you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Okay, so what they did there was they switched off the goats, which is the composition that was going to allow them to get the main team. Let's see if the grab can do anything.
Oh, the
shadow on the
Shatter
May.
ends up taking down Lithgroth, but the Dynamite gets the double kill on the healers. That's not going to be enough for them to continue to hold, I think, as they continue to try, at least. We end up seeing Klaus shot way out of position due to the shotgun. I saw Morsa getting that pump. That like, oh, look at this. Look at how strong I am. 3 minutes on the clock right there as they go ahead and continue to set up for another attack. Now note, they essentially have to take all 3 ticks. Like that's really what this comes down to.
So what they're looking for is really just slow progression, probably 1 tick, hopefully 2 ticks for an attack, and then go all out.
Sleep Dart coming in as the Fire Strike ends up taking down Puff. Not a good position to be in as the Anti-Nade comes in onto looking to take down that second main healer if at all possible, and I think they're just going to go ahead and back out. I think what they're trying to do is set up similar to what Hanamura Hellhounds had done before, but I don't think they're going to end up being successful in that manner with these 2 snipers.
100%. Especially.
Say that again. You kind of cut out. I don't know if that was just me or if that was everybody.
Oh, I'm sure that was everybody. I said
man.
very good sleeps.
Yes, they are. Klaus ends up taking down Dash, but Morsa able to follow up on Excalibur. It's an even fight if they're able to bring it in. Here comes the Anime Thighs and the rally coming out from nowhere, but the May Wall ends up separating out the team. V-Drop coming in as well as the Graviton and the Blizzard from Lithgroth in return, looking to clean up the objective as Jag takes down Krev. Excalibur following up on Anime Thighs, and Morsa getting taken down by Jag. 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock right now as Jag continues to clean up the objective in favor of the Hanamura Hellhounds. And they really got to figure out what they're going to do to get in here because they don't have a single tick on this objective yet. It looks like they're swapping over for a more Dive Goats composition.
And it's really unfortunate because they used every single one of their ultimates except for Dash's a Blizzard. In that last push, they definitely very much committed to that push.
They sure did. 60 seconds on the clock. We see Anime Thighs swapping over to the Winston, looking to see if they can do some more damage as the Winston. Oh, the Shatter comes out, ends up taking down Dash very quickly as Klaus follows up onto Puff. Right now, the team is incredibly separated as we see them kind of zoom around the objective. Klaus takes down as Morsa gets followed up on by Excalibur on Anime Thighs, and Krev get taken down by the Jagster. 30 seconds on the clock right now, and I'm sorry to say this for you, Lost Coyotes, but you're looking a little lost.
Yeah, we have a nuclear bomb, a giant big Omnic Butler, and Transcendence that can heal through almost anything. So then that's compared to a Snowstorm. So I think they're gonna have a little bit of trouble moving on here.
Well, here comes the
Especially when
Snowstorm. What Snowstorm? Diva eating it up. Jag takes it out. Diva bomb. Transcendence ends up getting nobody as Anime Thighs able to get Klaus. We may be seeing the clutch return as the Nano Primal comes out for Anime Thighs. The Anti-Nade comes out.
Oh my gosh, are they gonna do it?
Down Foxhood. They might be able to do it as the Blizzard comes out, ends up grabbing Anime Thighs as we see now Klaus out on the Doomfist looking to take it. First tick. Might be second tick as we see now All Throttle switching over to the Moira.
They did it!
Oh my goodness! Lost Coyotes gonna take it in the overtime. They outplayed the ultimates that came down. They were able to get the picks needed and survive the fight. I even thought that Nanoed Primal was going to end up being a scuff, and they still were able to pull it off regardless.
That was just pure Overwatch perfection right there.
Wow.
The
And
only
we've been-
tool that they had to start with was that Blizzard, and it got eaten up by Jag immediately, which was a beautiful play. And I think it must have forced Hellhounds to get overconfident and push forward when they were not ready for it. That was just absolutely gorgeous play from Lost Coyotes. Probably, honestly, a little bit of luck, but the separation went well in their favor because Puff was in a good position, laid down enough healing in order to build up to that nano boost, laid it down onto Anime Thighs, and he just went to town. And he ended up picking up a double, I think. But the more important thing was that he got their Ana, which was going to be their major tool, coming up on a nano boost in that fight, I believe, probably around 50%. So
I completely agree with you there. Looking in the chat, it seems like Team Canis was a little disappointed with us about our expectation that Lost Coyotes was going to lose that. And I mean, we're just looking at the stats, folks. We're not picking favorites here or anything, but when it's 3-1 ultimates, the only ultimate that they have gets eaten, like you're kind of seeing the way that it goes.
Yeah,
and I have to agree with you that it really came down, I think, ultimately to a little bit of luck and a lot of coordination that was just really chaotic, because Usalis in the chat was like, how did they win that? And that's exactly what we're saying too.
Yeah. And you even see the guy that was criticizing us, Team Canis in the chat, going, one down, like going through, and then said, well, thanks, announcer, when we discounted the team. And then right afterwards we see, whoa, yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. It has been a crazy night, but Lost Coyotes going to go ahead and take the lead now as we head into our fourth, possibly final map, Dorado. So Hellhounds are looking to tie this up. Will we be headed to a map 5? We've only had one so far in the playoffs. So I would really, right? I believe it was yesterday or the day before, or something like that. So I would really love to see us go to it was yesterday, because we were a little disappointed by how everything came out. It was just so weird because of how evenly matched the teams had been the whole time, and then the last map was like a 2-0. And it was like, what?
Yeah, it was very weird. It's like one of them just stopped trying.
They're expected.
Like, you know what? Fifth map, I'll take it. You guys can have the win. Like, just wipe their hands, dust themselves off. Like, cool.
Oh, goodness. Well, we're setting up on Dorado right now, so go ahead, start blowing up the chat. Who are y'all rooting for? Are the Lost Coyotes going to howl out in a wolf pack type fashion and go ahead and take this to the finals? Or are the Hanamura Hellhounds going to go ahead and dig their feet deep into the Dorado soil and lock it down for a map 5?
You know, I really appreciate like your alliteration and your analogies. But when you were first saying that and you started talking about howling and like dog attributes with the Coyotes, I looked at Hellhounds and wondered where you were going to go with them.
Well,
like, all right, wait.
Well, hounds themselves, or dogs, don't really howl as much as like coyotes and wolves do. That's the only reason I went.
I bet hound howled at anything.
Well, I mean there are some dogs, but I would assume a majority of dogs aren't typically howling at the moon, similar to what we see many times from coyotes or wolves. So which actually, as I think about that, we'll be getting an interesting night tomorrow night. We're gonna have a postcast bonanza, which we'll be watching 2 of the postcasted played games that were not able to be streamed so far, which will be Thanks for Scrims versus the Babegas in the quarterfinals, and Pachamari Ninjas versus Enigma in the quarterfinals as well. So go ahead and catch that tomorrow night, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Rose League Twitch.
Also, don't forget to catch our educational channel where we talk about the differences between coyotes, wolves, and the common house dog. Pretty decent composition, 2-2-2 coming in from Hanamura Hellhounds, and Lost Coyotes with that bunker comp we've been seeing them do so well on, holding up on high ground above the arch.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm throwing writing utensils at my wife because she wanted something to write with. Bunker comp coming out once again from the side of Lost Coyotes.
Boop.
They get booped off, though, by Lift Roth, forced onto the low ground right there as they go ahead and set up for the defense here after the choke. Looking in the chat, Backdoor Joe saying Hellhounds to send the Coyotes to eternal damnation.
That's pretty
wow,
good.
that's kind of dark. I mean, I would just prefer if they just lost, but eternal damnation. But dang, dang. The res comes in onto Booty as Lithgroth getting the kill along with Gab in the back line. Puff ends up falling as well as they go ahead and work their way into objective number 1. Morsa gonna end up getting demech and staggered as Gab gets the final punch kill right there. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock, and they're gonna go ahead and move that straight into objective number 1 as we go ahead and see the team set up now with a 2-2-2 dive composition on objective number 2.
Are you seeing the chat?
I am. Apparently,
breaking news, Team Canis has been taken slave by Usalus in their basement. Will sometimes get food and water, and apparently the occasional lift.
This is incredibly dark in the chat here, folks. I don't know what's going on.
I almost want to be
here.
watching that. Like,
oh man. And I think it was just more so that they wanted to. They're doing like a hostage situation as the barrage gets denied by Krev right there. That was a quick one.
That is the most high-tech umbrella I've ever seen.
The most high-tech umbrella. Glad I brought my umbrella. EMP.
Triple EMP.
Along with the shatter coming out from Booty. Looking to clean it up as Lithgroth takes down Anime Thighs. Morsa and Krev follow up on Gab and Lithgroth. Booty able to take down in return as we see Morsa, the mini diva. Here it comes. Here comes the mini diva play. Will it be? No, it won't.
The biggest play of all, getting your mech back.
The biggest play of all, getting mech back as Morsa takes down Nabor. The hack comes in onto Morsa from Gab as they go ahead and continue to fight around the objective. This dive comp back in the game as they go ahead and take down Fox Robin Hood and Gab. That's going to go ahead and push them off the objective. 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
The demise there was Fox Robin Hood immediately taking the mech back off Morsa. So, another thing to look at though, that was such a big win for Lost Coyotes. They forced out 4, count them, 4 ultimates from the side of Hanamura Hellhounds.
4 ultimates and still survived. I cannot believe that.
They only used one. I don't think they used any.
But no, I don't believe that they did. I think the only thing that we ended up seeing ultimate-ish was Morsa losing mech and getting it back. And right now they're coming on to 6 ultimates. Dash currently has right now. Graviton comes out from Math Guru, but it doesn't look like it's going to be much. Primal, Deep Along, Beat Drop, and High Noon doesn't end up. Oh, there it goes! I almost thought he wore out. Ends up getting. I did need to know the time as well. And that's going to be a cleanup of the objective again as we go ahead and look in the chat. Usalus and Team Canis both saying Dash is throwing, he's not going May, and he's playing Genji.
They agree, but for different reasons.
Exactly. Well, maybe it's like an amplifying reason. Like what? Like he's not going May. That's one throw, and then the second throw is he's playing Genji. So. Yeah. But I don't know. Dash has been cleaning it up right now.
They used 4 in the last fight, which is not ideal, but they won, which is a far sight better than what just happened to Hanamura Hellhounds.
Exactly.
But they do have almost all their ultimates.
Oh,
and
that's
3 people EMP.
Gab ends up getting the kill onto Puff. The barrage takes down but is able to take down Gab in return. It's a 5v4 fight near the objective, although it seems like much of the team isn't around. I'm not for certain what ended up happening right there, or if they're waiting just to dive in as Dash gets taken down by the fire strike of Booty, and Lithgroth gets followed up on by Morsa. It looks like they're gonna dive in using the trans. The sleep dart comes in as well as the charge. Here comes the nano onto Booty, looking to do some damage, looking to swing that big ol' hammer around. Here comes the blade and the high noon, looking to get something. That's 2, make it 3 as takes down Booty and the D-Mech and kill for Dash onto Math Guru. 2.9 meters just before they're able to get into objective 2, and now only a minute on the clock, and they have to secure this objective to keep the payload going. Lost Coyotes not wanting to lose this objective worth anything right now.
Dash, we're gonna need you to stop throwing here, buddy. In all seriousness, though, Gab did find a crucial target for that EMP. The one person that they needed to hit was Puff because he had the Transcendence, which would help them win the fight anyway. So even though he found Puff, got him down to 50 HP and took it out himself, that was just really, really good placement from Hanamura Hellhounds for that EMP, and they momentarily won the fight, but the resources allocated was just too much, especially against this pharmacy competition.
Oh, there we go again. Gab ends up getting the kill onto Puff as the B-drop comes in from but maybe a little bit early as we see the stun come in from Krev, trying to keep from being dove. Anime Thighs able to get Gab in return, but the res comes in from a Valkyrie Nabor as Dash ends up getting lift from EMP, ends up getting the triple, but the Primal is already out and doing damage. The Diva Bomb ends up taking down Dash as we see the High Noon get popped by Krev once again, looking to get somebody, but will be unsuccessful. Overtime ticking away as Booty comes in with the shatter, takes down Puff, but
with the hero play
by Krev as overtime continues to tick away. It looks like Lost Coyotes are gonna go ahead. A nanoed mercy. We got a nanoed mercy on the objective force, and Dash is just gonna dash right through him as Krev ends up taking down Math Guru, and Fox Robin Hood falls to Puff.
Dash demolished with the double dash, devastatingly.
Our producer is booing all our dad jokes. It's great.
I want him on a soundboard.
I know, just like boo.
It's such a good boo too. Like, it's not one of the like obnoxious boos. It's just like the kind that you see in the background of something and just know that
just
he
like
disapproves.
passively aggressively, kind of like the quiet cricket. Boo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Hopefully all this buttering up will allow us
Nate.
to make more dad jokes.
Are you kidding? That's what I was known for in my previous org. It was all about the dad jokes. And
Previous
based on a
work, that's
match,
what you're known for here.
I know. Well, actually, I've been classified as the Rose League dad, as according to, I believe, the Masters All-Star game last week. So I am now the dad of the Rose League. So everybody, don't tell your mom. That'll be all.
Some didn't even send us any of his brownies.
Yep, unfortunately.
That's a really good idea. Actually, I was thinking about talking to you about
counter
that.
for dad jokes every
Like-
time I'm on. Oh goodness, you would be counting for days, folks. But right now, looking at the teams, it looks like we have Goats versus Dive. But now we're gonna see, either throw or gonna come out on the Doomfist like legitly. So
No.
No?
Going back to Mercy. I
no,
think.
going
Yeah,
to
there
the
you
Mercy. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to be absolutely certain. We are going to see Krev and Dash on the Sombra and Sombra and Genji right there. As we see Anime Thighs swapping over to the Reinhardt now, looking to get that shield on. The hack comes in onto Math Guru, or a half health gone as they get healed up by Robin Hood on the Moira right there. Krev getting hacked from the high
Good
ground,
man.
and Booty getting the tackle onto Anime Thighs will end up getting hacked and almost taken out of the match right there. Getting caught up in between everyone right there as Dash ends up popping up the reflect. Not going to be enough with 3 minutes now on the clock. The team has regrouped and it's played already coming out from Puff as the Coalescence gets popped from Fox Robin Hood. They're really trying not to get taken out, really ended up denying the entire push as Math Guru ends up getting hacked. on the high ground right there. The shatter comes in for Anime 5. That's a 5-man.
The
What's it, a
countercharge.
4? That was a lot of shatter. Let me tell you, that was a fat shatter right there. And
Absolutely.
Booty gonna fall to Morsa. Math Guru fall to Dash as team kill rings loud and proud for the Lost Coyotes as they move the payload into Objective 1 with 2 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock.
One thing I will tell you is Hanamura Hellhounds almost certainly thought that we were going to be seeing a DPS composition come out from Lost Coyotes, which is a very good prediction here, especially because they could just do ride the cart. And that, I can tell that because of the Moira.
Oh, Diva Bomb coming out already. EMP
a little bit too late.
comes out a little too late. Just not able to get it in the right timing. As the Diva Bomb from Morsa don't need no EMP. Just gets the double back. Shatter coming out from Booty. That's a Booty shatter. Coming in, Math Guru getting the double kill as Gap follows up onto Anime Thighs. And we're going to see a cleanup of the objective by Hanamura Hellhounds. They ain't out of this game just yet. With 1 minute and 40 on the clock, Backdoor Joe says Coyotes are about to be classified as an extinct species.
That's really good. God damn it.
It's really dark. Everybody's dark in the chat tonight.
That's true. That's very true.
It's all right. We still love you. I'm normally very dark, like reading Edgar Allan Poe in my lit class right now has been very exciting.
Oh, dude, you should tell me what you think.
Oh, I sure will. So let's go ahead and get back to the action. The B-drop comes in from Hanamura with the dash. Blade. The Coalescence coming in once again, looking to do damage as the Fire Strike takes down Gab. Booty falling to Morsa right there as the Coalescence continuing to try to heal and do damage. Morsa ends up following up on Booty. I think I already said that as Krev ends up getting the kill onto Math Guru. Lift Drop does take down Puff, but will get taken down by Krev as well. The only ones left on the objective is Robin Hood and Nabor, but will get taken down by the hammer of Anime Thighs and Dash's Blade. 30 seconds on the clock, and they're going to move their way into Objective 2, and I don't think they're going to end up getting stopped.
Where's Bear Little John?
Say that again?
Fox Robin Hood is a reference to the Robin Hood film made by Disney where he was a fox and all the creatures were animals. Little John was a bear.
That makes sense. Diva Bomb going in. Oh, the poop almost got. Oh,
the shadow.
EMP comes out. Diva Bomb coming out as well. Doesn't get anybody, but it sure causes a lot of chaos. Every ultimate fed into the fight, and they're going to go ahead and move their objective closer and closer to the final resting area of objective number 2, which is just as far as the payload needs to go.
That was a really good performance there. EMP and Diva Bomb both thrown out, and while Diva Bomb didn't get anything, Diva's one of those heroes that if you do your job right, sometimes it doesn't even look like you're doing your job at all.
Exactly. Here comes the Blade, but the B-drop comes out in response as well as the Graviton. Shatter coming out from Booty. It's a big Booty shatter as the B-drop comes in from home trying to save the day, but Anime Thigh is going to end up falling to Lithgroth as well as to Nabor. Hanamura Hellhounds going to go ahead and make Lost Coyotes retreat for right now with 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. Lost Coyotes are licking their lips right now. They know that they are so close, but Hanamura is just digging those heels, and they are not ready to let this payload go. No, not just yet.
1 or 2 fights left here for Lost Coyotes. More realistically, 1 full fight, maybe 1 stalled fight at the end. Good resources coming in, but coming down to the wire, this appears to be where they thrive. They've got this EMP ready for a shatter. Let's see what they do with it!
Oh, 4-man EMP, fast shatter! Oh my goodness! Diva Bomb going in, doesn't end up getting much of anything and not much cleanup as well. As we see the rally come out from Lithgroth in response, they're going to go ahead and push everything back against the objective. The tackle comes in onto Gab, as we see. I thought I saw another shatter double as the Diva Bomb comes down, ends up getting Fox Robin in the backline. Puff following up on Nabor. Another shatter coming in from Booty, but gets canceled out by the Fire Strike of Anime Thighs as the double blade ends up taking taking down Geb and Lithgroth. 15 seconds left on the clock as we now see Fox Robin Hood coming out as the Hammond. They're going pretty much all distraction comp with two healers and a Mei. Here comes the beat drop in from the Boar as they go ahead and fight on the objective. The Nano's gonna come on to Anime Thighs. Overtime ticking away right now as they take down Fox Robin Hood. Nabor able to follow up on Puff, but Morsa ends up getting booty. The rally gets popped out as the shatter comes down from Anime Thighs, looking to try to clean it up. Nabor ends up getting the D-Mech onto Morsa and takes out Anime Thighs, who's frozen.
Another
EMP! Quad EMP as they continue to fight on the objective. Dash coming out with the blade.
This is what they need!
Gets the boop kill as Dash takes down Nabor. It's a 2v4 fight on the objective. Lost Coyotes looking to go into the finals. As now the only one left is the Mei. Puff ends up taking down Gab as the Blizzard ends up getting eaten.
They've done it!
Lost Coyotes have made their way into the finals.
That was incredible. I was watching like a hawk as that EMP and Blade were building up, and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, they did this before on Hanamura. Will they do it again? And yes, it's happened again.
And there's that EMP and the Diva Bomb, like all the ultimates spent into that, ended up lying on the shoulders of Anime Thighs, and it pulled it off right there. Congratulations to the Lost Coyotes. Hanamura Hellhounds did an incredible job as well, but Lost Coyotes going to be going into the finals for the Platinum Division next week, and I believe we already have the other playoffs match decided. Nebula Phoenix will be the other match off next week, so be sure to stay tuned, hit that follow button at the top of your screen, hit that subscribe icon. $4.99 or Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime subscription will continue to support this amazing community and all the exciting matches that our teams put out week after week. But before we go for the evening, go ahead and pop out your player of the match for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and start us off, and I got to say, I have got to give it to Krev. And not so much for the DPS that we were seeing a lot of, but those 6-man EMPs over and over and over again. I just could not believe the coordination that takes to make sure that you have every single person in that EMP. It just absolutely perfect every time that they were working that out. So Krev, you're taking away my player of the match this evening. How about you, Platinum?
Now, I'm going to agree with you for all the reasons you just said. Krev is going to be my player of the match, but I have 2 honorable mentions here. The first one being Dash, just because none of those EMPs would have been as powerful without the clutch plays from Dash. And we saw in the last fight on Hanamura, Dash pull out some crazy stuff. And then on the last fight for Dorado, Dash pulled off a crazy blade, getting a 4K. So Dash clutching it up at the last second in combination with Krev. I think we can all agree, excellent DPS combo. And the other honorable mention is Nipor, just because I really, really enjoy the conversation that went on in the chat after the game. Everyone being really polite to each other. Everyone saying good game. And Nipor comes out and says, make sure you beat Nebula Phoenix for us. And they have a really nice conversation.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's really nice. And I just want to give a thank you for all you guys just supporting each other. And I think we have a really good community here. So
we sure do. Looking in the
you guys
chat,
are the player of the match for me.
Looking in the chat, it looks like Dime saying Dash a player of the match for them. Rockwell Elser calling out which I believe is Rockwell Elser. So that would be definitely be based on the conversation that I've been seeing going on. I feel like that is Usalis calling themselves player of the match. I'm sorry, Usalis, you didn't play tonight, so you can't be the player of the match. That's kind of how it works. You got to be involved in what's going on. And although you are the player, you are a player in the stream chat, and we love your conversation. We can't give it to you. I'm sorry, buddy. Just the
I'll
way
give you
that it
I'll
goes.
give you player of the chat.
Player of the chat, POTC, player of
Yeah.
the chat right there. But it was absolutely amazing this evening, folks. We're going to see Los Coyotes go into the finals against Nebula Phoenix next week. For the rest of the week, as we already talked about, tomorrow is going to be a postcast bonanza. We're going to have 2 matches back-to-back. Thanks for Scrims Esports versus the Papegas, which is their quarterfinals match that was recorded last week, as well as Pachamari Ninjas versus Enigma. And we can find out kind of how that quarterfinals match went on as well as we prepare for their semifinals match coming up within the next week in Diamond Division. Saturday night, we've got Night Wolves versus... Wait a second. No, that match hasn't been decided yet. Nebula Phoenix isn't chosen yet. It was supposed to be tonight. It was supposed to end up happening tonight, but it did not end up happening because they wanted it streamed. So Night Wolves versus Nebula Phoenix. So scratch everything we just said about the finals, because Night Wolves versus Nebula Phoenix is going to be going down Saturday, and one of those two will end up facing Los Coyotes in the finals for the Platinum Division. And of course, Sunday evening, which we normally don't cast for, but was the only night available for this team, Grand Masters Expandable Syndicate versus Ragin' Cajun going to be going at it in their semifinals match to crown the best of the best of the best in the Grand Masters division. So go ahead, continue to follow us here on twitch.tv/The Rose League. It has been an incredible night. Got to give some love to First Night of Knee for coming in clutch once again as our producer this evening. I'm Captain Jack.
I'm Platinum Thistle.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. Take you like a pill. Feel you like a pill to get my fill. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you